Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. If you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on this video. I have a dupe video for you today and it's a collab. I will be duping the new Colourpop Mandalorian The Child palette. So if you want to see what I came up with, keep on watching this video. Don't forget to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about my dupes. Definitely consider subscribing and joining my community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So today's video is in collaboration with my good friend, Kendra Morgan. Let me tell you, you want to dupe something? She is your girl. The queen of single shadows. She can dupe anything. Her most recent dupe is the new Natasha Denona Trio Chrome palette. So if you are thinking about getting that, which I did, go look at her video first so you can see whether or not you have something in your collection that's similar. She is awesome. So after you're done watching this video, go head over to Kendra's channel. I'm gonna link it in my description box and see what she came up with for her version. All right, so this Colourpop palette came out about a week ago. It is sold out, but it's restocking on November 27th. Now I did order this palette and it is shipping, but I didn't order it for me. I'm gonna put it in my 1,000 subscribers giveaway, which is hopefully coming up soon, but in time. Anyway, so I don't have the palette with me, but I do have the shade names and the descriptions, and I will definitely be popping up some pictures throughout the video so you can kind of compare what I came up with the actual palette. All right, here we go. Oh, and then we're gonna do a look. So here's my version right here of the Mandalorian Child palette. There are 9 shades in this palette, and in the Colourpop palette, there are a mixture of textures. So the textures that I'm choosing may not exactly match up with the texture or finish of the Colourpop palette. And that's okay, because I'm just trying to see, you know, is this a palette I really need to have? Like, do I not need to put it in my giveaway? All right, what I'm gonna do is I am going to read the shade name and description off of Colourpop's website. Then I'm going to swatch it on my arm. We'll see if it matches up with the swatches I post. So the first shade in the palette is called Precious Cargo. It is a Super Shock Opal Gold with pinpoints of silver glitter. Now the Super Shock formula from Colourpop is almost like a putty type formula. Let me grab one really quick. So here is a Super Shock Colourpop eyeshadow. This is the shade Ice Dream. I don't know if I'll be able to make this texture translate, but it's very smooth and silky. You can kind of press it in almost like a putty. And if you swatch it, it looks like that. But it is a putty type formula. So that's what the Super Shock shadow is. And I'm not sure, but I feel like this may be the first time Colourpop included a Super Shock in these smaller 9-pan palettes. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know that for sure. All right, because you know me on Colourpop, we be breaking up. So they may have done this already. Anyway, Precious Cargo. So for this shade, I took the shade Demure. This is by Sydney Grace. Here it is. And let's go ahead and give it a swatch. Ooh, okay, look at that, y'all. Let's zoom on in here. There's a zoom. All right, so that is what I'm using for Precious Cargo. Moving on. Next we have Right Hand Mando, a metallic icy moss with pinpoints of silver glitter. For this shade, I am using the shade Latte, and this is by Looxi Beauty. It looks like this. Here's the swatch. Hold on a minute. I'm feeling like I might have something else that I want to use instead of that, because that's not really an icy moss, so hold on. Okay, I'm gonna stick with my choice, because if you look at the swatches, to me, the swatch doesn't really look mossy, so I'm gonna stick with what I have. Okay, questioning myself. The next shade is Just Like a Tatooine. I don't know if that's a Star Wars word or not, but it is a matte soft saddle brown. So for that, I chose the shade Peanut Butter. This shade is by Sydney Grace. Can never go wrong with Sydney Grace. Let's give it a swatch. Now this shade is a little close to my skin tone, so it's not gonna show up super well, but this is a great shade and it shows up very well on my eyes when I use it. I will be using that one in the look, so you'll see how it looks. Next we have Sipping Soup. It's a metallic true moss green. For this shade, I chose, oh honey, Hot Spiced Cider by Terra Cosmetics. Look at, come on, do you see that shift? Come on. All right, let's give this a swatch. Y'all gonna love this one, watch. First of all, this is a duochrome. Oh my goodness, look y'all. No words. The next shade we have is called Babyface. It's a matte dusty mint. So for this shade, I am actually using the shade Lookin' Fresh by Colourpop. I need a remote control. Okay. Do they make remote controls for cameras? All right, let's give that a double swatch. There is probably a shade in the Meant to Be palette by Colourpop that would be really good for this, but I'm not gonna get up. I'm gonna stay the course. All right, so we're gonna keep moving. Next we have the shade The Force, ultra metallic, vibrant antique gold with pinpoints of gold glitter. So for that, I'm using the shade Nectar. This shade comes from Looxi Beauty. Ooh. All right, this is looking good, looking good. All right, the next shade is called Little Frog. It is, how do we have a matte olive with flecks of silver glitter? Oh, yeah, Colourpop does that a lot with the mattes. All right, so I think I'm gonna make a swap because matte olive. So when I think of a matte olive, all right, let's make a swap here. I'm gonna make a swap. All right, so for Little Frog, it says matte olive with flecks of silver glitter. I don't have anything with the silver flecks, but I do have a matte olive. I'm gonna use the shade Bravo by Sydney Grace. Now, the reason that I'm having some confusion is because if you look at the swatches, I think they may be in a bit of a different order, but when I look at those greens, I did have a hard time with those greens, but we're gonna go with Bravo by Sydney Grace. I had something else, but we're gonna change it up real quick. Now, if you look at the swatch, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is what we've got so far. Now, I do recognize that this Hot Spice Cider shade kind of stands out, but I just felt like this would go so nicely with this palette, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Now the next shade we have is Float Your Crib. Now, Float Your Crib is a matte black and matte olive. The shade I have, and I was gonna use this for the last shade, this is the shade Torch by Raine. And you'll see in the swatches from Trend Mood's page, there is a shade that looks just like this, but I don't feel like this looks like an olive green. I feel like Bravo looks more olive. So may have to reverse these two, but I do want this shade in the palette because I think this is an important one to have. Yeah, see? And last we have Droid Protocol. This is a matte, warm, deep brown. And for that, I have the shade Lords of Leaping by Sydney Grace. It's a nice warm brown. Here we are with the swatch. All right, so here is my version of the Mandalorian Child palette. Now remember, this is not going to be an exact dupe, but what I'm trying to see and show you is whether or not you can get a similar look and then make a decision on whether or not you need to buy this palette at the restock. Apparently I don't need to. So let's go ahead and get started with this look. Am I gonna do two looks? Let's do 2 looks, why not? I'll do one on each eye. We can kind of see some of the versatility with the palette and you know whether or not you like this type of color scheme. So I love the browns and greens together. I think it's very fall, very nice. And I will say that if you are a lover of Star Wars or Baby Yoda or anything like that, it's probably not gonna matter whether or not you have dupes in your collection or not. You're probably gonna get it because it's Star Wars, which I completely understand. So let's walk through this tutorial because y'all know I'll be on my lunch break. Okay, in case you're wondering about the lipstick that I have on, this is the shade Made It by Proper Beauty. Let me just show it really quick because it is gorgeous. Okay, let's start with look number 1. For look number 1, I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Demure by oh no. Y'all, this shadow just fell. If I pick it up, all right. Oh my God, it did crack up a little bit, but that's all right. We can pat it in place right now. Okay, that's what happens when you be rushing around. I'm gonna take the shade Demure. I'm gonna be highlighting my brow bone with a fluffy brush. Very quick and easy. If you have not tried Sydney Grace, I don't know what you're waiting for. Next, we're going to go ahead with the shade Peanut Butter. It's that nice, warm saddle brown, I believe. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this for a transition. Using the same fluffy brush. This is by Bristles Beauty. And this is called the E01DL. I don't really like how they name their brushes, but this is a big fluffy brush. And if you are interested, I did do a review on Bristles Beauty, so I will link that video. But I do enjoy their brushes. They are very nice. Got a nice little crease color in there. Next, we're going to deepen this up. And I am going to use this Morphe M321 brush, and I'm gonna deepen up this look with the shade Lords A Leaping by Sydney Grace. Just gonna focus this mostly on the outer corner. Do we need to zoom in? Oh, I am zoomed in. So putting this on the outer corner, it is gonna go in the crease. We're just gonna go ahead and place that like so, just to give it a little more depth and dimension, as YouTubers say. And I love this. See, like this is a quick look. Like this is not hard to do. And what I will say about this palette, I don't feel like there are any shades that will look bad with each other, and I really do enjoy when palettes are like that, when the color story is kind of cohesive like that, because then you can do quick looks, but then you can also do a variety too, which is great. So I think I can already say with confidence that if you order the Mandalorian palette, you will probably like it. And I think with the mix of textures and formulas, I think you'll like that as well. I think you will like the Super Shock formula. I do like that because they have like this jelly formula and I'm not a big fan, and they dry out. But the Super Shock, I feel like stays pretty good. Okay, now that we have that done, we're ready for a little shimmer shimmer. So what I'm gonna do is I have to use this shade Hot Spice Cider. And again, I know that this does not look like an exact dupe from the palette, but this is the closest that I had. And I just wanna put the shade on my lid because it looks good. Just gonna go ahead and pat this in with my finger. That looks great. And just leave it like that. And taking a little more of Lords A Leaping and just kind of blending it with Hot Spice Cider on that outer corner area, just to marry the two colors together, just so it's not harsh. And that's that. Now we're gonna go underneath the lash line, and I wanna do a green. I'm gonna take a pencil brush, and I am going to use the shade Bravo by Sydney Grace. That's that olive shade. Taking a little pencil brush, and we're gonna just go ahead and go under the lower lash line with that shade. Think this can be an everyday look. Think you can make it a little smokier and deeper if you want it to be a every night look. All right, keeping with the same brush, just for an inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go ahead with this shade Nectar by Looxi Beauty. And we will go ahead and, okay, put that there. That's look number one, y'all. Let me get closer. So there's look number one. I think it's splendid. What do y'all think? Now, if you wanted to go even further with this, you could use one of these deeper shades, like maybe this one right here, and use that as a top liner. But for time's sake, I have to move on. So let's go to look number two. All right, let me slide in a little more. So look number two, let's see what we're gonna do. I think I know. All right, so look number two, let's get a brow bone highlight going. I am going to be using the shade Latte by Looxi Beauty and my same Bristles Beauty fluffy brush. I'm gonna just go ahead and go up here. I know that's a lot of highlight, but you know, it'll all blend out. You can get kind of messy with your eyeshadow because it comes together in the end, it really does. All right, looking good. Now, you know, you don't always have to have this brow bone highlight. It is not a necessity, but it gives you just a little extra glow. Gives you just a little something else, a little touch. All right, next we're gonna take the shade Bravo by Sydney Grace, and I'm gonna use that as a transition. Let me check the time. What time is it? Oh, we're doing good. All right, so just put that all in the transition area. By the way, I prime my lids just with concealer today, and I don't set my lids anymore thanks to my friends giving me some tips. So yeah, that's all I did. So using the shade Bravo. Bravo is a great shade. I really like this because you can use it as a transition, or you can pack it on a little bit more with a denser brush to make it deeper. So this is a really great shade. If you're looking for matte shadows, this is a really good one by Sydney Grace, if you're interested. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go with the Morphe brush, one of my favorites. And we're going to take that deeper shade by Colored Raine, this one called Torch. And this shade actually came in a palette that I depotted in my, it came in the Trend Mood box, the Black owned brands Trend Mood box. But I'm on a depotting frenzy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the outer corner. This is a nice shadow too. Look at that. So yeah, if you like greens, like this palette reminds me of like nature, you know, it's a nature palette. Greens and browns. I didn't use that mint green, I should have used that, but that wasn't what was speaking to me. Okay, I just did a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff right now. Let's use this brush, hold on. Kind of fix that up. I'll fix it, don't worry. It will be fixed. And you know, when you mess up with your eyeshadow, you just go back with that transition shade on a fluffy brush and kind of use that. And then maybe what I'll do is add some more of the brow bone color, but this is my more dramatic look. You know why? Because what I did just made it more dramatic. All right. Nah, I like that. Okay, so now we're gonna need a shimmer. So what I'm gonna do is I would like to use the shade Nectar by Looxi Beauty, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid using my finger. These shades by Looxi Beauty are really nice. Now, I have not been on their website in a while, but I did do a review on the shades that I bought, and these were $3. So you might want to check because they are really nice. They are a bit glittery, but they're very nice shades. I would say that these aren't as opaque as some other shimmers that I have, but I will say that I do like them. And one thing that you can do is always change up your base so that if you use a deeper base or one of those, like those eye crayons or something like that, you can use a deeper base and kind of, you know, change the color up a little bit. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Like it. Now we got to go underneath the lower lash line. Let's see if I can clean up a little bit of the gold that came underneath. Okay, it's still there, but whatever. Underneath the lower lashes, we're gonna go and use the shade Lords of Leaping by Sydney Grace. We're gonna go ahead and go in. Now, what I wanna do is see if I can get this mint green to show up. I do feel like that mint green shade is not very, it's just not very rich or pigmented. So what I do want to do is use it though. Let's see if we can put this under the lower lash line as well. Not sure what I'm going for with this, but okay, I don't know what I'm trying to do here, but you know, just work with me, people. Okay, no. Let's put it as an inner corner highlight and we are gonna call it a day. All right, we can use it as an inner corner highlight. Now this mint shade would be good on the lid, I think, but we're gonna just use it for the inner corner highlight today. Okay, and there we have our second look. Let me just kind of blend out where I put it under the lower lash line because I don't know what I was trying to do with that. I was trying to do something fancy that didn't happen. Okay. Okay, I just realized I didn't set my under eyes. So let me do that and I'll be right back with my liner and mascara and then we'll tie this up. Okay, so very quickly, I want to just show you, I use the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in Overdrive. So this is the shade right here. Beautiful. And then for mascara, I used the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. One of my favorite mascaras. I don't have many favorites, but I really like that one. And the one last thing that I realized I did not do is just with the outer portion of my eye with the deeper look, I did not blend out that shimmer shade, which I always like to do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that forest green color on the outer edges to blend in with the shimmer. I'm sorry, y'all couldn't even see what I was doing. All right, just to make it a little more complete. Okay, friends, these are the two looks. Not friends. See, y'all can tell I'm about to be off my lunch break. I'm getting back in teacher mode. All right, y'all, these are the two looks. So, sorry if it seems a bit rushed, but I really wanted to get this out because you may be trying to figure out your Black Friday expenses. And like, yeah, you might be trying to figure out what you want to do. So if this is on your list, you know, I'm just wanting to help you make a decision to see whether or not you're going to get it. I'll be honest with you, I don't think this is a special palette. I hate to say it, but I don't. I think it's more for like if you like Star Wars and that's your jam. Like I said, I think you're going to absolutely love it. I think that you're not going to be sorry that you bought it. But I think for me, since I have so many single shadows now, I just don't feel like it's anything I need to have in my collection. But again, if I was a Baby Yoda fan, I definitely would want it. So, you know, to each his own. I'm really not trying to convince you to buy it or not buy it, but I do want to give some inspiration with what you can do. Yes, it looks really good, I think. So I'm gonna have to wrap up this video, unfortunately, but I hope you all do like the look that I came out with, and I hope you think that this palette is a pretty good dupe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Definitely head over to Kendra's page. See what she came up with. She is so good at this, y'all. Like, she duped the Tom Ford palette, okay? First Frost. She duped the mini Zendo. So if you're the type of person that likes that kind of stuff and the single shadows and all of that, you are going to love her page. Some people don't like figuring all that stuff out, and I understand that, but yeah, I love that, and I love her vibes. So go ahead and check her out, y'all. So this is all I have for today's video. I'm so glad I got to talk through an eye look for once. I feel real chatty right now, but I'm real happy I got to do it. So again, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and giving it to me. You know, I really do appreciate you all. I appreciate this platform so much, and just the opportunity that I have to share my makeup collection with you. So make sure that you are being gentle with yourself, talk to yourself nice, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.